Hello? What happened there? I don't know what I just did. But anyway, my favorite day is Sunday. And I just want to make it clear that it is so important to, like I said, meet people where they are. And a lot of people are going to be talking and rambling and contradicting themselves forever. I can see that happening forever because um, I understand when someone puts out a theory and opinion and you are seeking clarification. That's fantastic. When someone puts out theories and opinion and you want to get clarification on, okay, what exactly does that mean? And being properly, get your questions answered as best you can, because not everybody knows everything, right? And in most cases, you just have to ask the right kind of questions and then kind of contemplate. And I'm gonna say with certainty you do get answers in one way or another. But in most cases, we're so unconscious we don't recognize that the answers are right there. For the questions that we ask, I'm constantly asking questions. Within myself, of course. Sometimes I don't necessarily ask questions of people around me anymore unless their behavior matches, their speech and but if I'm picking up contradictions from people that are supposed to be giving me information or giving me messages or giving me this or that and the other, I just sort of pay attention to their behavior and action so much and not too much their words. Because I can't help that. That's just how I was developed. I'm developed to pay attention to behaviors and actions, not so much what people are saying. Because I told you that visual type of person, and that's how I learn from people. Is how I learn by how people model themselves. In other words, how people walk the talk. And I can tell you, like I said, when I had started working at this last job I retired from, I can remember this one person that was supposedly training me. Oh my God, that was that, and all this person did was just in my ear, in my ear, in my ear, in my ear, and of course I wasn't picking up on anything that she was attempting to teach me, not at all, because she wasn't modeling any of what she said. I saw all kind of contradictions in her, but she was that self-righteousness, holier than thou, passive aggressive type. Okay, and so you cannot get through to that type of personality. You might get in, but you know. So of course she wanted to try to fail me because I wasn't picking up on her in my ear. And I remember, but I passed. I had. See, sometimes when you know you got to do something, you got to do it. You muster up the ability to do things when you know that, because I knew that this was part of. I knew I had to take care of myself and provide for myself, and it was up to me listening to this in my ear all day long, that I had to get through that in order to pass so that I can move on to the next step. Okay. And so what happened was I had to start attempting to recreate what this woman was yapping in my ear in order to understand exactly what did she want from me. How am I supposed to perform this job? And so I did. I managed to do so. All right. So she was saying all the right things, saying all the right things. So when I finally got through the program, which I can guarantee a lot of them didn't expect that I would. I know that for a fact, but hey, whatever. Um, I remember after I got out of the program, and it was years later, and I started monitoring how this person was behaving and acting. And she even forgot herself certain crucial things about how she was yapping in my ear about what I'm supposed to do. And then when I would go on the scene with her, she was doing anything but that. You understand me? So that's why it's so important to pay attention to the actions and behaviors of people more so than what they are saying to you. Yeah, especially if you hold these people in high regard. Now, I'm not saying that do that for everybody. You can just disregard everybody else. But I'm saying these so-called teachers, guru, pastors, preachers, bishops, lecturers, teachers, spiritual leaders, influencers, celebrities, those high-profile types, blah, 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 mom and dad, sister and brother, cousins, uncles, aunties, friends, associates, neighbors, strangers. Pay attention to their behavior and actions. And not so much of what they are yapping in your ear, okay? Because that's what I do, and it works for me. So, but like I said, over the course of evolution and evolving myself and raising my consciousness, yeah, my hearing improves, my auditory improves as well as my feelings and emotions and sensing and receiving. All that also elevates as well, even though I have a dominant, like I said, I like to be a dominant visionary type, And then so when somebody's saying something to me, I'm just attempting to recreate it in my mind to know what it looks like if it's not modeled for me. Okay, like I said, with my parents modeled love for me. So I know what love is from them. Okay, they modeled it, even in the midst of chaos. So there's a lot of revelations forthcoming for a lot of people. Okay, there's a lot of stuff being uncovered and exposed because I can see clearly now, and I know others are too. We're letting the sunshine in. You understand? As we are approaching the dawning of the age of Aquarius, we're letting the sunshine in. In other words, we're letting information in. We're exposing bullshit and exposing these charlatans, these liars, these manipulators, these people that are in the business of deception. The sleight of hand, and not being honest with us about because your intentions matter, no matter what anyone says, and rambling. So all this rambling is all this does for people that are doing this and suppressing the truth. It's just rolling them back. Okay, it's rolling them back. You have to know what someone's intentions are. Otherwise, what is the point? Okay, but a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people just do not want to get their fucking hands dirty. Sorry for the language. They don't want their hands dirty, literally, figuratively, more so than anything. Okay, they want everything to be laid out, all nice and pretty. That's why we have a saturated of feminine straight males. They want everything laid out real pretty, and then they wonder why women are some are masculine, as they describe them. And that's BS, by the way. Because a lot of women are not necessarily more so masculine. They just know that there's sometimes work to be done. Yes, there are some that are extremely toxic, masculine. They call themselves presenting masculinity. They have no idea what they're talking about. And a lot of celebrities were just saying that bullshit. Okay, neutralize your masculine, your feminine, and you'll understand you don't need to be representing masculinity. Let your actions and behaviors prove so. What does that mean? Okay, so there's a lot of people that are, like I said, just going on and on and on and on, and they have no idea what they're talking about because they don't have the experience. Okay, and they don't want to dive deeper into what the hell they're saying. They just want to sound pretty and sound good, sound masculine, sound feminine. They just want to present all this acting and portraying and projecting more so. Okay, you need experience. Okay, and you need to know, okay, what is the purpose and intention. And if you dive deeper, you know that most of these people are empty inside. And so all they're doing is just projecting. They steal material from people. They steal people's material, their creativity, and they attempt to bestow themselves over these people. I told you, black culture is the most. I mean, everything that is of influence, of income generation is stolen from black culture. But of course, no one's going to admit that. Of course not, right? Why would they? Because that would expose them. And so now we got this stuff going on in Hollywood, where these writers are and these actors and these they're striking, and I mean, there's more behind that than people are sharing about all of this. What is this strike really about? Okay, because a lot of that content that these writers and actors have, they stole. So is it a cause and effect now? Are you reaping what you've sown over the years of stealing other people's content and stealing other people's material? And now you got AI doing the same thing. So, in other words, there should have been a red flag raised decades ago about what's really going on behind the scenes. Okay, who represents whom? So there's going to be a lot of revelations for a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of exposure for a lot of people. And that's how it ought to be, Darkness and light. I talked about that. And I told you can learn something from both. Both of them are equally important to your development, to experience darkness and lightness, and understand that it's all the same energy at the end of the day. Okay, there's a lot of stuff being uncovered, but then there's a evolution of a lot of stuff, and if a particular city that I've talked about that's on the verge of a cultural collapse recognize what's going on, this can be this opportunity can be an opportunity, or it can be complete destruction. It is a decision, but you don't have much time, as I said. Okay, what's happening in Hollywood has a reflection on what's happening in Atlanta. How about that? Let's just say it. Let me just say it. Okay, this is an opportunity for Atlanta to capture themselves before they run themselves into total collapse, total cultural collapse, because of what's happening in Hollywood. Like I said, these are opportunities that a lot of people don't recognize, because everything is an opportunity, whether it's negative or positive. Okay, whether it's masculine or feminine. Okay, everything is an opportunity. Okay, and the energy of your thoughts are gonna, as I said, gonna put you where you need to be. And for those of us that have put in the work and the necessary blood, sweat, and tears, we're going to be where we want to be. Okay? And it's not always about being entertained all the time either. Keep that in mind. Okay, some people don't need to be entertained 24/7. All right, but that's how we respond to catastrophes. That's how we respond to a sense of urgency. Everything is about entertaining. We have this addiction to being entertained all the time, so that we don't have to face the realities of our situations. Okay, so I love that I did trust myself. I did push forward, even though you're gonna always get pushback. You will always get pushback. People will always interfere. People will always, and I remember when I said when I was on this one social media platform, I said, if you don't like what people are saying and you can't get clarification about what they're saying, counter it. Because usually if you can counter it, it ought to neutralize it, right? If it's a valid theory and opinion. But we don't do that. What we do is argue. Okay, we like to argue with people, and we like to beat people in submission so that we can be right. And we don't take the time to say, okay, what was meant by that statement there? What was meant by that quote? What was meant by this or that? We don't have that kind of proper conversation because you can't do it on social media. Social media is not the place for it, and it was never designed that way. Okay. I'm thankful that like I said, I held on to the wheel. Even though there were many a times where I could have crashed and burned. And there's many, many, many like myself. And that's I'm thankful for that as well. We knew that, hey, sometimes things have to be a silent revolution. Sometimes you have to do things silently, right? But you don't want to miss out sharing as well if it's appropriate, and sharing information with people if it's appropriate. Not so you can hold on to them, but so you can help them to release, what's holding them back, and bring them out of their unconsciousness, and let them know that you're being used, you're being I'm lending the right hand. I'm lending the right type of support to people that are open to receive it. And thankfully, everything's self-will. Free will, I should say. Everything's free will. So either take it or not. And it ought to be that way with everything you encounter for the rest of your life. So, on my favorite day of the week, Sunday, reflecting, contemplating, thinking, and knowing that there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. And I'm not going to be biting off more than I can chew. Okay, I'm not. But I'm going to do the best I can to assist, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to assist each other in the best way we can. But we don't want to interfere. Okay, there's a certain amount of energy going on. I've said that, and it goes on all the time. Some is more intense than others. Like I said, with the company you keep, because that's where it usually starts anyway. It starts in your circle. It starts with your circle of whatever you call it, and that's how it gets spun out of control. And it's true. Not many people want the best for other people. They do not, because of jealousy and envy. But there's a cause and effect again. And there's the boomerang as well. You can't get away from the boomerang. And I'm glad that I am not visualizing, but I am witnessing that, you know, the truth is the truth. Okay, if you apply the right principles and there is no wavering about it, you know, you know, I'm protected in truth. And those of you that continue to operate out of truth, you're protected as well. Sometimes you have to be silent. Sometimes there has to be a silent revolution because of the safety factors. And I told you about the encasement of the negativity. So you do have to sometimes move in silence. You know, you have to move in silence. And like I said, start paying more attention to someone's behavior and actions, and more so their results. Check out their environment. Does their environment support what they're yapping about in your ear on social media? Okay. Are they just holding on to you so that you don't leave them? You know, leave them financially destitute, because, you know, a lot of people, like I said, are relying on subscription fees and relying on monthly services charges or whatever they're charging people. You know, so I think when you do get into a situation where you are like, why is this happening to me? You know, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. I'm not going to do this and that and the other. It always starts with you. And see what it is that you're doing that's continually to have you in this deja vu circle of the same experiences over and over and over again. You know, start with you, because that's where it started, and that's where it'll end as well. So I want to go ahead and send peace and love. I'm not sure how this video is going to come out, because I think I interfered somehow. But anyway, the main point of it is out there, and I've said it over 500 times. You know, I got a lot of videos out there, and my videos are consistent. And like I said, I used to do journals back in the day, and so these are my video journal, my personal video journals, you know, for me and anybody that's interested to listen to what I'm saying. But again, I'm competing with billions of people, and that's perfect actually, because like I said, the energy of your thoughts are going to put you where you need to be, or the energy of your thoughts is going to put you where you want to be. All of it is based on your involvement, your engagement, and you being held responsible and accountable for your thoughts. All right? So, peace and love, everybody. And trust me, I'll be back.